Snow blanketed Pine Hill Village like a soft white quilt, turning every rooftop into a frosting-covered gingerbread house. It was Christmas Eve, the kind of night where the air feels gentle. The world feels quiet, and even the stars look a little warmer. Inside the little wooden cottage at the edge of the village, the fire crackled like it had a story of its own to tell. The room smelled of cinnamon cookies, pine wood, and the faint perfume Grandma always wore, lavender mixed with something sweet and old. Grandma Eleanor rocked slowly in her chair, knitting a long red scarf for Grandpa, humming the same Christmas tune she had hummed every year. Across from her, Grandpa Walter sat near the fireplace, staring at a small wooden box resting on the table beside him. His hands trembled slightly, not from the cold, the fire was warm, but from something else. Something deeper. Lily and Noah ran into the room wearing matching pajamas with tiny snowmen on them. "Grandpa," Noah said, sliding onto the carpet. "It's time. Tell us the Christmas story." "Yes," Lily chimed in. "The one about the silver bell." Grandpa smiled. "Ah, my favorite audience," he said, tapping the wooden box. "Come closer." The children scooted forward, their eyes glowing with excitement. But tonight, something felt different. Grandpa wasn't smiling like usual. His eyes held a softness, a sadness, as if he knew something the others didn't. He opened the box. Inside was a tiny silver bell, old but still shining. Even after all these years, it gave off a soft glow, almost magical. "Children," Grandpa said, holding the bell gently, "let me tell you the story one last time. But tonight, I will tell you the part I never told anyone." The room went still. Grandma paused her knitting. Even the fire seemed to listen. Grandpa began softly. The past, 50 years ago, when I was your age," Grandpa said, "I met a girl named Rose. She was beautiful, not just in the way she looked, but in the way she lived. She believed Christmas was not a day, but a feeling." He laughed quietly. "She used to tell me, 'Walter, when love is true, it finds its way home, even if the world tries to stop it.'" He paused, wiping a small tear. "For our first Christmas together, she gave me this bell." He held it up. "She said, 'Whenever this bell rings, it will bring love back home.'" The children leaned in closer. "Life wasn't always kind," Grandpa continued. "We lost jobs, moved houses, faced storms, sickness. But every Christmas Eve, Rose would ring this bell, and somehow we always found our way back to each other." He smiled at the memory. "But 20 years ago, she passed away." The room grew silent. Lily hugged Grandpa's arm. "But the night she left," Grandpa said, voice trembling, "the bell rang on its own. Just once, so soft, so gentle, like a final goodbye." He closed the wooden box slowly. "And since then, every Christmas Eve, I sit by the fire and wait. I ring the bell once, just once, hoping that maybe, just maybe, she hears it." The present, tonight." Grandpa took a deep breath, as if gathering courage. "But tonight," he whispered, "I feel Rose closer than ever. I feel her in the wind, in the fire, in the quiet." Grandma Eleanor gently placed her hand on his. "Walter," she said softly, "love never leaves. It stays in the walls, in the memories, in the stories we keep telling." Just as she spoke, the bell moved, on its own. A faint chime echoed through the room. The children gasped. Grandma covered her mouth. Grandpa froze, eyes filling with tears. The fire flared up suddenly, glowing brighter, warmer, almost golden. Then the curtains gently fluttered, even though the windows were closed. A soft, warm breeze brushed across the room, carrying a scent. Lavender. Grandpa's voice broke. "Rose." Another chime. Soft, delicate, full of love. He lifted his head, tears sliding down his cheeks, but he wasn't sad. He was home. Passing the promise. Grandpa wiped his eyes and held the bell out toward Lily and Noah. "My darlings," he whispered, "I won't always be here. But this bell, this promise, it must stay in the family." Lily placed her hand over Grandpa's. "But Grandpa, how will we know it works?" Grandpa chuckled gently. "You'll know when someone you love needs to come home. The bell will ring." He placed the bell in Lily's hands. She held it tightly, feeling its warmth. The fire settled. The room quieted. A feeling of peace filled the entire cottage, deep, magical, and full of love. And as the children drifted to sleep on the couch, Grandpa glanced at the window, smiled softly, and whispered, "Merry Christmas, Rose." The bell chimed one last time. Morale. Christmas is not about gifts. It's about the love that stays, even when people don't.